8 News is your local election headquarters. 2 new polls show Abigail Spanberger is in front to be Virginia's next governor, but the question is by how much?
One poll shows the Democratic nominee leading by close to 20 points over the Republican nominee, Winsome Earle-Sears, while another one shows a much tighter race. Capitol Bureau reporter Tyler Englander joining us live from our digital center. And Tyler, you spoke with a political analyst today. What did he have to say about the state of this race?
Well, Eric and Heather, Larry Sabato, director of the University of Virginia's Center for Politics, says Spanberger's lead likely lies somewhere in the middle of the 2 polls. 2 newly released polls are giving us insight into the race for governor in Virginia.
It is just another data point. I'm going to be interested to see what the lineup is at Labor Day and then October and then Election Eve.
The latest poll from Roanoke College found that Democratic nominee Abigail Spanberger has a 17-point lead over Republican nominee Winsome Earle-Sears. That's something Larry Sabato, director of the University of Virginia's Center for Politics, says is unlikely.
It would be a surprise if it turned out to be a Democratic landslide that big.
Meanwhile, a Virginia Free poll found Spanberger with a much smaller 4-point lead, something Sabato says is also unrealistic.
That's too close a margin. I don't think most people understand that. And to have 0 undecideds, I don't think I've ever seen a poll. This is May. You have a sizable portion of the population that doesn't know either one of them.
However, regardless of the margin, Sabato says both candidates will view the polls as somewhat of a bad thing.
The candidate who's ahead really would prefer that there's no public polling because it will end up making their own partisans overconfident. And the candidate who's behind always hopes there are no public polls because it could clearly affect the amount of donations they're receiving, which determines to some degree the result.
Now, Sabato cautions it's May and that early polls can sometimes be out of sync with what eventually happens in November. Live in the Digital Center, Tyler Englander, 8 News.